Capricorn, welcome to your monthly love forecast, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be a general reading, guys. Please bear in mind it's general. Some of it may apply, all of it may apply, none of it may apply. It varies from month to month. But if you check out your moon sign and rising sign videos, sometimes those resonate more than your sun sign. We're going to connect and see what is going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you are not a Capricorn and you're being sneaky and you're snooping around to find out what's going on with a Capricorn in your life, you're more than welcome to watch and stay. Not like I can stop you, right? But keep in mind I do cross-watcher videos. So if you click on the link in the description, you can watch the cross-watcher videos, or the ones that are specifically directed to the cross-watcher. All right, Capricorn, what is going on in love? I'm getting the number 10 as I'm connecting with your energy. So something is coming to completion. Some lesson is learned. Some karmic cycle is ending. Something is being accomplished. It's going to be different for different ones of you, and we're going to see what the cards have to say. I'm also getting 8. All right, so something eternal, something abundant. Let's see. Let's see what the cards have to say. And I'm like kind of seeing a butterfly. So I think this has to do with some transformation or some self-work you've been doing on yourself is coming to like a completion. That's how I'm going to take it, with the butterfly coming in and tying in the numbers. Oh my goodness. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pull 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So your first card, my dears, your foundation here, sure enough. I mean, look at that. We said number 10. And what do we have here? The King of Cups. King of Cups. So either you are coming into King of Cup energy, that wonderful, strong, masculine, fair, balanced, organized, action, leadership, generosity kind of energy, or you are calling in a partner who has these attributes or qualities. Some of you could be dealing with a water sign, because this is King of Cups, so you might be dealing with a Scorpio, a Cancer, or Pisces. Not necessarily. Those of you who watch my videos, you know I don't like to get too hung up on the astrology of the cards, because it could be somebody's moon, it could be somebody's rising, it could be somebody's Venus, and you have no way of knowing that. You don't know everybody's chart like that. Most of you don't. Some of you maybe are like in stalker mode and you know everything. Sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, shoe size, blood type, I don't know what. But the majority of us might not have that kind of information. So I don't like to get too caught up in the astrology, because sometimes it throws people off. Okay, but this is balanced, this is commitment, this is just very steady energy. So you are coming into that steady energy, and you're manifesting somebody who's going to be coming into steady energy. Those of you who are in a committed relationship, this makes me feel, those of you who have a masculine partner, or who are with a man, this makes me feel that your partner, it's very important to them in August, that you're hearing them out, that you're trusting them. They might seem or feel like you've been under a lot of stress or a lot of pressure, and they might be wanting to demonstrate their value, and they want you to like trust their leadership or their judgment. Or, some of you might be in that masculine energy, and you might be stepping up and you're wanting to show that, you know what, I got this. I can handle this. Like maybe there's been challenges, maybe there's been stress, but I know what I'm doing, okay? Because that's the feeling, that's the vibe I'm getting in this particular reading with this card. We're going to see what your next card is here. We have the Sun, Major Arcana. So again, those of you who are familiar with tarot, you will know that the Major Arcana show up when we're at a significant crossroads. It's like a really significant time in our life, for like a life lesson or a very significant shift. For me, when I have Major Arcana cards come up in a love reading, to me it signifies you're dealing with a very, very crucial time in your life, and a very big soulmate, a very strong soulmate connection. Now, if we look at the card, it's going to give us an idea of what type of soulmate this is, like what your contract is. Because when I get major arcana cards in a love reading, it tells me that these are two people who have met for a reason. There's a purpose, right? And if I look at the card, I can determine maybe what that purpose is or what the contract is. The Sun card is the card of playfulness, okay? The Sun card is freedom. The Sun card is about like really secure love. And what I mean by that is, you know, there's some people, and we know, right? There's some people, they start dating and they're like joined at the hip. Like you can't see one without the other, and they can't do anything without, you know, like checking in or getting permission or making sure it's okay, or they don't want to stay out and they want to be with the other person. And you're like, man, I can't even hang out with this friend anymore because they're just so into this relationship. And some people get like that, but and not always. Like, I don't want to judge, but a lot of the times it's because they're insecure. They just kind of feel like they don't want to be away too long and they want to know what the other person's up to. But with the Sun card, it's, you know, typically I see it come up in very strong independent relationships where, like, you know, both people have their own thing going on, right? And with Capricorns, that's important for you guys. You guys are very goal-oriented. You tend to be really focused on your careers and, you know, doing something with your life and being productive. And maybe a lot of you Capricorns, for a long time, you had a very hard time finding someone that you felt was as driven as you were, or who had some kind of something that they were doing with their life, right? But you are dealing with a significant soulmate here, or a significant relationship where you're finally able to experience this. So some of you are coming out of a pattern of like codependent relationships or things like that. There could also, with the Sun card, be an element of travel, playfulness, like having fun, having a good time, you know, being able to be in a relationship, but being able to live your life at the same time, right? So this is a very promising energy. Next, we have Knight of Swords, okay? So there could be something going on here with an air sign, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Again, not necessarily, but for some of you, that could be the case. Knight of Swords, though, can tend to be that someone is coming in with a lot of opinions on how to do things, okay? Especially, this is interesting to me, because the first card when it came up, if you remember, with King of Cups, I was saying I feel like somebody is like wanting to demonstrate their value, or they're wanting to demonstrate that they have good judgment, that they can make good decisions, that they can be in a good leadership kind of role, okay? It's very interesting because now we have this other person coming into this mix, this Knight of Swords. And Knight of Swords can sometimes be a know-it-all. Knight of Swords is like my way or no way. I know what's best. You need to listen to me. I'm right, you're wrong. That's the energy with Knight of Swords, okay? So for some of you, maybe you are dealing with someone who's coming in this way, especially if you're in this energy where you're trying to demonstrate your value, or you're trying to show that you can take leadership. Your partner may be coming off to you as Knight of Swords. Or some of you are trying to work things out with a partner, and some Knight of Swords is coming in and making some kind of issue and saying, oh, you shouldn't listen to them, they don't know what they're doing. Or somebody could be intervening in some way in your relationship, and so you need to shut that down because it's not really their business. It's between you and your person. For some of you, and I feel this very strongly because we're still kind of in the tail end of Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde has a tendency of, you know, the cat drags in a lot of riffraff in Mercury retrograde. So some of you are moving forward with a person, like a relationship is taking a next level, or you're meeting somebody in August and it's moving along like really quickly, like it's just kind of like you all are taking or clicking very naturally. And so Knight of Swords makes me feel like there's someone from the past who sees this, who sees you're moving on, and now all of a sudden they're trying to swoop in. Now all of a sudden they have it together. Now all of a sudden they're ready and they're right for you, and they have this great life, and the person you're with is such a loser, and you should just drop them and be with them now, right? Like they might be coming in and trying to like show up this other person or show off in some way. Knight of Swords can at times be dramatic, okay? Yes, there's a lot of positive cards with qualities with Knight of Swords, as with, you know, all of the cards, just like people, all people have positive qualities and negative qualities. But in this particular reading, based on the other cards and compared to the Knight of Cups, this to me feels like rivalry. There's some kind of rivalry that's happening. Next is Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords is is a card about new ideas, okay? It's new ideas, a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at a situation. All readers have certain cards that have a little extra meaning, and Ace of Swords is one of those cards for me. For me, a lot of the times I see Ace of Swords come up for people when they're healing mental blocks, okay? Like you had some blocks in your thinking, or you had some very limited beliefs. And Ace of Swords to me would signify that your thinking is expanding. You were blocked by limited thinking, you know, maybe you were thinking small, or you were just very much like inside the box. And this is saying that you're coming out of that. Your thinking is expanding. You're seeing possibilities which you didn't see before. Okay? And I feel for a lot of you, this does have to do with what you thought you wanted in a relationship, what you thought you wanted in your love life. And again, this King of Cups energy makes me feel like, in the Sun card energy, makes me feel like somebody's coming along and showing you what you didn't realize you needed. I just thought of a really old song. Oh my goodness. Like I haven't even heard it in like forever. Like I even forgot it existed, but it just popped up in my head. And it's Neo, and it's like, you're the best thing I didn't know I needed, or something like that. It's like a long title, but that's like what the song is about. Like somebody coming along and you didn't know that's what you were looking for. But that's what's happening, right? You're like, wow, that's what I want. Like, that's why I've been single, because that's what I needed, and I haven't found it till now. So some of you are finding an unlikely love. I say this sometimes when people freak out and they get discouraged. Guys, obviously, you know, this doesn't mean that you're going to be like with some, you know, under the bridge troll, toad, creature person, okay? Like, there has to be attraction if you're going to be with a person. There has to be chemistry if you're going to be with a person. It's just, this is somebody that you had not, like, they were not on your radar, or this kind of person would not have been on your radar before. But you're into it. You're feeling it. You're all about it. I mean, King of Cups, the Sun card, you're enthusiastic about it, right? It's not just like, oh, okay, this is a good person, I guess I'll settle. No, there's a soul connection here. Like, you all are drawn to one another. And the Ace of Swords is telling us it's going to be refreshing. So as you're making this shift, a lot of you have your past coming back. Like, oh, no, but remember me? Like, no, like, we had something. And you know, you've known me from before. You know me from longer. Forget this person, come back to me. But the fact that this person is showing up as Knight of Swords, again, this is a general reading for the majority of you. If you do go back to this person, this is going to be somebody who maybe was drama, and they're probably not have really changed, because they're still showing up as the Knight of Swords. So you're just going back to the same old drama if that's the case. Again, it's a general reading. It'll be different for different ones of you. Your next card here, oh, sure enough, is Ace of Cups. And I love Ace of Cups, and I'll tell you why. Yes, you know, the traditional meanings of Ace of Cups are like a big love experience, a soulmate kind of love, you know, getting settled, a sense of like home, a sense of belonging, joy, creativity, passion, all of those wonderful things that so many of us want in life. And again, you know, all readers kind of have different connections with different cards, and certain cards have a little extra meaning. And once again, Ace of Cups is one of those cards for me. Ace of Cups to me is a very positive turning point in your life, and I'll explain. we've all had the karmic lessons, right? Where things happen again and again and again, and it's like the same old cycle, the same damn thing. It's very, very difficult. And we get to a point where we're like, oh my God, universe, no more. No more of this BS. No more of this. I get it. I understand. I learned my lesson. I'm never going to fall for that again. Or I'm never going to ignore the warning signs again. Or like we just say enough, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want it anymore. Enough is enough, no. And we learn from that pain, right? And sometimes when people hear lessons, oh, this is a karmic lesson, they freak out because they associate it with pain. Because so much of our life in the beginning, we learn through pain, right? Like when you're a little kid and your parent or your mom says or your grandma says, don't touch the stove, and you don't listen and you finally go and you touch it and you learn why you shouldn't touch the stove because it's hot, right? And you learned through that pain, you learned through that unfortunate experience. So in the beginning of our life, we learn through pain. But Ace of Cups for me is this turning point, because you've had the no more moment where you've been like, nope, universe, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to get burned. I don't want it no more. I'm done. And you've set this command out to the universe that I'm not going to repeat these cycles. So you begin to have positive cycles. You begin to have positive experiences, and you begin learning through pleasure. You begin learning through creativity. You begin learning through accomplishment and joy and things going the right way for once, where you're like, wow, this is great. This is amazing. Yes, please. More of this, please. So Ace of Cups to me is that shift, right? So in your love life, Capricorn, it's pretty safe to say the cards are telling us here, you've learned through a lot of pain in the past. But this unlikely soulmate, this unlikely person is very refreshing, because they're showing you a different way of loving. They're showing you a different way of being, a different way of looking at the world, and you're eating it up. Like you're loving it. Like it's sustaining to you. It's nourishing to you. And you're having these positive experiences where you're like, yeah, this is what I want. Yeah, like this is like more of this. Like this is the kind of experience I want to have. So that Ace of Cups is telling me, right, that it's not just going to be limited to your love life. This person is coming in as like maybe a beginning of that process where you're going to begin having karmic lessons or soul lessons that are actually enjoyable, where you're learning from good things happening, okay? And a lot of you are like, it's a long time coming. So I know that feeling, and I'm definitely excited for you, okay? And it's funny because I don't typically have the deck turned over, because I forget to look at the shadow card sometimes. The shadow card is the card on the bottom of the deck, right? And so readers say, oh, look at the shadow card because that's telling you what's going on behind the scenes. And I just looked over and the deck was flipped, up, not upside down, but you know what I mean, to where like the bottom card was showing. And look what you have. You have Queen of Pentacles, okay? Queen of Pentacles to me is like, she has her own life, right? She's maybe somebody who's very established in her career or has her own business. She's doing okay for herself. She's not looking for anybody to take care of her, okay? But she's also very much a homemaker. She's also very much somebody who likes to be at home and has like these very home qualities to her. And she works hard and she likes to have nice things and she likes to be comfortable and she likes things to be, pretty, she likes things to be nice. So again, some of you are in this energy, or you're attracting a partner who's in this energy, where this is actually, for many of you, somebody that you could see building a home with, right? Like the practical ways, like I could live long-term with this kind of person. It's actually nice to be around this person. I can see myself coming home to this person, that kind of situation. Those of you who are in a relationship already, these cards are kind of indicating that things are turning in a positive way. And the Queen of Pentacles to me is saying one more thing that you can do to continue the progress in the relationship, especially if things have been stale, is to pay attention to the quality of your home, right? Like making your living environment someplace that's nice to be, right? Someplace that's comfortable, someplace that's cozy or romantic or whatever it is that you and your partner are into. You know, incorporating things that make it enjoyable, right? We can exist and we can live, right? So to me, Queen of Cups is you're not just existing in that space, you're living in it, you're enjoying it. So little touches around the home can be very, very helpful. Smells, textures, colors, all of that stuff. So maybe doing something within the home, and you don't have to break the bank. It could be as simple as clearing out clutter, moving things around, whatever it is, but just creating a sense of comfort, creating a sense of liking to be there. Okay. All right, my darlings. So again, watch your moon sign and rising sign. Sometimes it resonates more, or it can add a little extra info. You might need a private reading, which, as you all know, I'm more than happy to do. If you click on the Calendly link in the description, it will take you to schedule with me. And those of you who don't know, every single day I post a message. I post 2 messages a day. I do a card in the morning, and I do a pick a card in the afternoon. So you actually get 2 cards every single day on Instagram and Facebook, and that's in the description to Amethyst Angellight. If you are not on there, feel free to take advantage of that, my darlings. And again, I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and don't forget, you guys, don't forget to watch your weekly forecasts. I know love is important. Everybody gets so hung up on love. I understand it. We're human. But don't forget the rest of your life. Don't forget about your spirituality. Don't forget about your goals, your career, your family, and all that good stuff. And for that reason, every single week I do a weekly forecast, Capricorn. Okay? Just for you. Nobody else's drama, nobody else's craziness, just about you and your life and in your path. So watch those. Make use of them. Those go up every single week. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful August.